cutins. Today I am demonstrating to you Uncle Ben's tech, a technique for growing and propagating mushrooms at home. Now understand that I did a very bad job, like objectively bad. I'm not being down on myself. I'll show you all of the various things that I jacked up. As you can see, I'm sterilizing my hands. I'm sterilizing myself. I actually sprayed so much alcohol that I couldn't breathe. I don't know if you can hear me coughing. But then I had to leave the room after I was sterilizing everything because, again, I couldn't breathe at all because the alcohol filled the air and choked me out. But that's okay. It was very sterile. And here I was fiddling with my buttons and once again sanitizing my hands because they were contaminated. Whenever you're propagating mushrooms, you need the environment sterile. You need to be so sterile that your wife is going to leave you for a younger and more virile man. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm sterilizing myself. I'm a laboratory mouse, so I'm already quite sterile. Now, anyway, I'm showing you that these are golden oyster mushrooms. My mushrooms aren't funky. These are simply delicious gourmet mushrooms, you see. Delicious, nutritious gourmet mushrooms. And actually, I guess I'm technically not doing Uncle Ben's tech because I'm actually doing a savory farm tech. Because this is the rice from the dollar store. Actually, I've already inoculated 2 bags, and I've had them for like a week, and here I am laying out all of my tape. I don't lay out all the tape, I just get bored halfway through it. But that's okay. And here I am taking out the needle. I'm going to sterilize it in a second. I had this the spore spawn or whatever it is inside of the fridge from the last time that I used it. And the first time I did it, it went pretty well. I think that it has inoculated the bag correctly because I did the break and shake where you break up the clumped up mycelium about a week ago and through like the little holes in the bag I could smell that beautiful mushroomy musky smell. And so I think it's going fine. Now on this one, it didn't occur to me before I did this to try to break up the clumped up rice inside of the bag. It was very dry, which I understand is actually like a good thing, and that Uncle Ben's rice might be like a little bit too moist. That's at least what I've read. So anyway, here I am sterilizing it and trying to find where I want to shoot it up at. Also, I thought that I should sterilize the lighter, but I didn't because I was afraid that it would explode. And honestly, the whole time I was really anxious about the concept of exploding. It's really hard to it's really hard to press on the syringe. It gets clogged really easily because like the rice granules totally get stuck in the needle. It's stressful. And so then you see me using force and then you accidentally squeeze out too much because it's like, oh, I gotta push it. And it's more hard than it looks. But also I kind of suck at it. I think I did better the first time around, but that's okay. This is a work in progress. If none of these bags turn out right, that's okay. Also, honestly, my lab coat is very dirty. Because, like, one time there was a dust storm outside and it was really cold and I forgot to bring a jacket. So I was walking home from lab and it was cold, so I put on my lab coat. So it's actually all dusty. So maybe I shouldn't have been wearing that. Maybe that's pretty contaminated. And also every now and then you can see, like, the dust particles blowing around my room. That's terrible. These are some dirty mushrooms. These are some unsanitary, incorrectly done mushrooms. I also sped up the footage a bit so that I don't know, it was kind of slow. But this is bag number 1. After you put holes in it, you cover up the holes with micropore tape. Also, again, I should say that do not follow my example. Go look at someone else's example. I'm just showing how I did it, not in a tutorial way, in a sharing what I'm up to sort of way. You know what I mean? Also, lots of people cut holes in the bag with scissors. And so actually, after I did all of these bags, I went back in there and I cut holes on the corners of them because I was like, oh man, what if there's not enough airflow? Hey, look, this is where I think my needle gets really clogged. Hee. Push with that. Come on. See? Do you see like the little grain that is stuck in there? Do you see how it gets all clogged up? It's very annoying. It's very inconvenient. I'm not very used to dealing with these issues. I was trying to show you like the little grains. Oh, there's where I sprayed it out everywhere. And I'm like, oh no! But it's okay. I wasted, I think, like 1 cc or something. Maybe like 2. But yeah, my lighter isn't even sterile because I was afraid to put alcohol on it because I thought that it would explode, and I was already anxious about the concept of like setting myself on fire because I doused myself with alcohol. Now looking back, that was a dumb idea. This video is dangerous content. Don't repeat what I've done. Don't repeat anything I've done because I'm stupid. I didn't do this right. I did a bad job. This is like a tutorial of what not to do because I suck. But anyway, what else did I want to tell you? Oh yeah, after this video, I cut a bunch of holes in my bags of rice because I was kind of like, maybe these need more airflow. And then after I cut the holes in there, I was like, wait, these are really hard. Maybe I should break them up. And I think that I might have a high failure rate for these babies. But if so, then that's okay because that's just the mushroom in life, I guess. You gotta have failure before you have success. Well, not necessarily. Some people are very precise. Some people chase perfection the first time around, but I'm not one of those people. I'm okay with failure. I mean, I don't like wasting supplies, but if I fail on all of these bags that I colonized today or whatever, I will have wasted about $9, which of course sucks. Nobody likes money waste. It's a bad thing, especially in this economy. I like to be a saver. I like to be a penny saver, but of course sometimes you mess up. And if I mess up, it's okay. It's just in pursuit of a new hobby that I'm trying to learn. But I did also spray down my desk. I would like to say my desk is pretty clean, so don't even worry about that. I did clean it before I started on there, but I didn't wipe it because I was afraid it would peel off my stickers, and so that's why I chose to work inside of the plastic bins. Also, there I started sanitizing myself in between the bags a bit because I got anxious that I was getting germs on them. But I don't know, I'm in a pretty germy environment because every now and then you just see these shiny particles of dust and cat hair just flow on by. But as you can see, I'm caressing the bag because part of the mushrooming process is showing love to the bag, showing your devotion to the bag. I am your mother. You listen to me now, bag. I love you. I will inoculate you, and I will fruit you into beautiful, beautiful mushrooms. Also, the reason why I started growing mushrooms is because I started randomly getting mushroom videos on my TikTok feed. I think the one that inspired me the most was the TikToker on Maho Mind because she made it look very, very accessible. Because she also lives in a little apartment, and the way that she just explained stuff and the way that she just demonstrated everything made it seem like, oh yeah, I can do that. Well, it's debatable as whether or not I can do that. I mean, I can do that. I just need to work harder. I mean, not work harder. I just need to work on my sterilization and precision, because here I am just jacking up a bunch of mushrooms. But you know what? The guy that I ordered my spore sting from, this spore syringe, if you write a review, then he'll send you another spore syringe for free. So that's pretty cool. I think next I'm gonna get lion's mane, and then I'm gonna inoculate some more savory, what is this called? Savory farm, savory fair, whatever. I'm gonna inoculate some more grains of rags of rice, blah, blah, some more rice bags. Also, I'm kind of curious about trying the broke boy tech. From what I understand, it's pretty much the same thing as like doing it normally, like with a pressure cooker, except you don't have a pressure cooker. You just boil your grains in a very, very big pot. Oh man, using the lighter is really scary. I genuinely did think that I was going to explode many, many times or catch on fire. But you know what? When there's a will, there's a way, and so I just tried my best. I tried my best, and I think I will be rewarded for doing so. I will be rewarded with delicious, nutritious mushrooms. Did you know that lion's mane mushrooms are apparently really, really good for you? Like, they're good for your, I hear that they help you focus. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily true or not. I'm going to have to propagate my lion's mane's mushrooms and see first. I don't think that growing mushrooms yourself is necessarily more affordable than getting them at the grocery store, though, because now I can find all sorts of mushrooms for like $8 for 8 ounces, and that's like kind of expensive. But also growing mushrooms is a little expensive, but I feel like whenever I get the hang of it, and maybe whenever I learn broke boy tech, or maybe if I ever find like a pressure cooker at Goodwill, then maybe it will become a very affordable process, and then I'll be able to eat indefinite amounts of mushrooms, and I will be able to feed my head and become extremely intelligent and focused and healthy. The protein will be flowing through my veins. You're gonna call me Mycelium Odette, the Mycelium mouse. Oh wow, I wonder if I wonder if I could grow mushrooms in my lab coats. I should fill my pockets with substrate. That would be really cool. Oh, I could sterilize some sandwich baggies and I could put some substrate in there, and then I could put the little baggies inside of my pockets, and then I could cut holes in the pockets so the mushrooms start peeking out through it. That would look really cool. Or would it? Well, I might want to get a new lab coat anyway because this one's like too big and I feel like it looks dumb. Well, I mean, like, most of the people in my lab have lab coats that are too big, but I kind of want to look cooler, you know? I don't want to just be the average, like, chemistry student. I want to be, like, a good one, you know? I don't want to suck. I don't want to have this, dragging around lab coat that looks baggy, that looks like my papa's lab coat. That looks lame. I need, like, a fitted lab coat. Not like a super fitted lab coat, but just, like, a slightly more fitted lab coat. But I don't have to, like, roll up my sleeves like a nerd. And so then, in that case, I could actually probably grow more mushrooms inside of the sleeves, couldn't I? Because they're like all rolled up. I could stuff more bags of mushrooms inside of there, like mushroom substrates and spawns and stuff, and that would look really, really cool. And so I think that I might try that. I also want to try growing mushrooms inside of a book, because that would be cool. And here I am, I'm cleaning up all of my junk. I'm cleaning up my mess. I don't think you have to sterilize your needle before storage, but I just chose to do so anyway. But then I have to sterilize it before the next time I use it anyway. But I only have like 2 cc's of goo left. I'd love to learn more about the mushroom process, but for my first go around, I guess I chose a very, very simple way. I got my Uncle Ben's rice, I got my pre-made spore syringe, and as I learn more about it, I'd like to be able to do all of this stuff by myself, and I'd like to be able to make grain jars or grain bags and cool stuff like that. But you know, everybody has to start somewhere, and even if I jacked up a lot of stuff, that is okay. I will update you, whenever I am ready to, I guess, what would be the correct term? Whenever my, other rice that I made is ready for fruiting, and whenever this rice I made is ready for, fruiting or planting. I'm not quite sure what the correct term is, but thank you very much for tuning in for Odette's Mycelium Monday. Mushy Mycelium Monday. Mousecilium. Mousecilium. Very, very mouse silly indeed. Again, I would like to reiterate that you should not follow my example. I'm not particularly good at this. I think I did a lot of stuff wrong, and I will be surprised if these even come out at all. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye. This is a snake. This is a snake.